Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters show. It's the 27th of January, 26. And wow, I mean, have you seen the charts? The ringgit, our local stocks.
Yeah.
It feels like 2018 all over again.
It is a massive rally. But, this isn't just luck or a temporary blip.
You think it's structural?
I do. It seems like Malaysia is really becoming the engine room for the Asian AI supply chain. That whole data center boom we've been talking about.
Right.
It's finally paying dividends. That's what's making the ringgit Asia's top performing currency this month.
Okay, I love the macro optimism. I really do.
Yeah.
But then you look at our, on-the-ground infrastructure and you get a bit of a reality check.
You're talking about the KLIA upgrade.
Exactly. T7 Global just announced the baggage system upgrade at Terminal 1 is delayed, again, to the fourth quarter of 2028.
Yeah, that is a long time. They're citing site condition challenges, but, that's an extra 3 years.
It's painful. So the financial markets are sprinting ahead, but the physical infrastructure is just kind of limping along.
It means travelers are just stuck with what we've got for a long while yet.
Well, at least consumers seem to be spending. EcoShop Marketing's net profit jumped nearly 16% in its second quarter.
It's interesting, though. It's not actually because people are buying more stuff.
Oh.
It's all about the margins. They hiked the product prices, and it seems like it's sticking. So their profitability is actually growing faster than their sales. That's real pricing power.
Speaking of pivots, what about Moulton, a property developer getting into electric motorcycles?
Yeah, signing an AOBU with China's BENLG. It's a classic diversification play.
Seems like a big leap.
It is, but they're not just thinking about selling bikes. They're looking at building a whole EV distribution ecosystem for Southeast Asia. Everyone wants a piece of that green mobility pie.
And everyone definitely wants a piece of the AI pie. Malaysian Pacific Industries, or MPI, is projecting their AI server revenue to double to 20% by 2026.
They're perfectly positioned to ride that global wave. It is worth noting, though, that investment advice is still pretty cautious, mostly a hold.
So the market thinks the price has already run up.
It seems that way, yeah. The growth is there, but it might already be priced in.
And the corporate shuffling doesn't stop. Ecovest let that huge 1.15 billion ringgit acquisition of Credence Resources just lapse.
They just ran out of time. The deadline passed, the deal is off. It halts that whole consolidation effort.
Meanwhile, DKSH Holdings is trying to get off the public market entirely.
That's right. They're moving ahead with a privatization plan. Now it's up to the minority shareholders to vote on it.
Okay, so Malaysia's busy, but the rest of the world, it looked absolutely terrified. Gold just smashed past $5,100 an ounce.
That is not a happy record. That's a fear gauge, plain and simple.
People getting out of bonds?
Investors are dumping sovereign bonds and sprinting for a safe haven asset. It's a demand frenzy driven by, global upheaval.
And you can see why. The situation in the U.S. is getting really intense. A fatal shooting by federal agents in Minneapolis is just pouring gas on the immigration fight.
And the timing couldn't be worse. Congress has until January 30th to sort out funding.
So a government shutdown is a real risk.
A partial one, yes. This just adds a huge amount of political tension and market uncertainty right before the deadline.
While the U.S. is fighting internally, India is doing the opposite. They're opening up, slashing tariffs on EU cars from as high as 110% down to 40%.
That is a game changer.
Yeah.
It cracks open one of the world's biggest markets for automakers like Volkswagen and BMW. A massive win for them.
And they need the win because the tech race is just breathtaking. NVIDIA is putting another $2 billion into CoreWeave.
And at the same time, Samsung is starting HBM4 chip production for NVIDIA next month.
It's an arms race.
It is. The amount of capital flooding into computing capacity and next-gen memory is staggering. If you're not building AI infrastructure now, you're already behind.
But building anything requires some global stability, right? The Airbus CEO just warned his staff about unprecedented crises from U.S. tariffs and geopolitics.
He's right to be worried. When a giant like Airbus starts bracing for impact, you know the supply chain fractures are real.
Yeah.
This is hitting the bottom line.
And finally, on energy. The EU just made it official. They approved a plan to ban Russian gas imports.
Right, by late 2027. So that whole decoupling from Russia is now legally binding. It solidifies the shift.
Okay.
There's really no going back to how things were.
It's a lot to digest, but that's the world we're in. We are out of time for today. Please make sure to subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at mmoneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.